what is the difference between adaptation and mitigation?
Yeah, great question. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners today will be interested in asking themselves. So it can sound a bit technical, but it's not necessarily technical. So they're kind of two parts of how we can deal with climate change.
Right.
Both of them very much recognizing that that climate change is here, it's with us, it's already with us, and we need to do something about it.
Right.
So adaptation kind of recognizes that there are changes to come, or there are changes already with us and changes to come. Again, I'll mention heat, extreme weather events such as precipitation or rain, and many others that we kind of need to deal with. We need to figure out how to change our routines and our life in order to actually cope, right? So coping is a part of adaptation. Okay. A bit of a simplistic example is, it's hot outside and I'm going to switch on my AC to make myself comfortable. It is a correct adaptation method. Is it necessarily a good one? Maybe not, because we consume more electricity. Electricity, again, produced largely from fossil fuels, having more emissions and therefore accelerating climate change, right? But there's other ways to adapt. For example, in terms of our buildings, right? And that's really important. So the way we construct buildings, construct and design cities is really critical to how hot it gets. So there's this thing called the urban heat island effect, which means that cities trap heat, right? Because the wind can't flow through our streets very well, because there's so much concrete, dark surfaces absorb the heat and then radiate off that heat. At the same time, in cities, in particular in Pakistan also, we're reducing the natural infrastructure, greenery, right? And so that means that there's less opportunity for that heat to be absorbed by the vegetation. There's also less opportunity for soil to absorb the rain. And we just saw that a few days ago in Karachi, right? Which is one of the reasons it floods. Actually, all our surfaces are carpeted, right? The water literally can't be absorbed by the soil. And so thinking about how we restructure our urban areas, how we build more, like better buildings for a specific geography, those are methods of adaptation, right? On the other hand, we have mitigation.
Correct.
Right? And mitigation, as I've mentioned earlier, is the sense of reducing the emissions we put into the atmosphere, right? In order to reduce climate change from accelerating or getting ever worse, right? And I've spoken about a few of the examples how we can do that at an institutional level, but even at a household and individual level. And I think that's really important to recognize that we each individually, in our institutions, in our cities, have ways to help be part of the solution, right? We shouldn't really be complacent, because we have methods both to adapt and to mitigate.